Hello all. Welcome to another session of Madaithirandu. ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு, but nevertheless, very happy, very glad to start 2026 with one of my favorite person in my life. She is Prabhi. Welcome to the show, Prabhi.
Hey, hi, Sri.
How are you?
So good to meet you. I'm good. Thank you so much. How are you?
Very good. I'm so glad I can't express in words to have you here. Thanks for giving your time. And I know நமக்குள்ள தேங்க்ஸ் எல்லாம் தேவையில்லை இருந்தாலும் நன்றிகள் பல.
ஆக்சுவலி நான் தான் தேங்க்யூ சொல்லணும். ஏன்னா
நான் போட்டு தேங்க்ஸ் சொல்லிப்போம்.
இல்ல இந்த ஆக்சுவலி ஃபார் ஹேவிங் மீ இன் திஸ் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் அண்ட் எனக்கு ஆக்சுவலி ஐம் ஃபீலிங் சோ ஹம்பிள். ஏன்னா என்னோட ஒரு லைஃப் ஸ்டோரி மடைத்திறந்துல you felt it's worth sharing, so I'm feeling so humbled about it, and I truly want to appreciate this kind of initiative you've taken. ஏன்னா இது வந்து not just inspiring people, but also it's like I feel it's kind of a healing. ஏன்னா நம்ம வந்து நம்மளோட life story-ய we're like revisiting our life one more time, and all those steps we've gone through in our life, and that's a wonderful experience. I really want to thank you for that. I truly appreciate as well.
Yes, I think everybody's story is worth a tell.
Sure, definitely. Correct.
As a group of friends எல்லாம் நம்ம வந்து உட்கார்ந்து பேசும்போது there's so much we share, there is so much we learn from each other.
Absolutely.
தெரிஞ்சவங்க தெரியாதவங்க, just acquaintance on the road, if you spend 5 minutes you get to know so much about them.
Correct. Yeah.
Life
and it's so good. It's like connecting people, and that's a wonderful thing you're doing.
Yeah, it makes life rich. And
yes, absolutely.
எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச the one major thing is you're not alone. It reiterates the fact that you're not alone. You're never alone in this life.
Nice. That's good. Yes.
All right. So once again, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Macha.
So before we get going, ஒரு சின்ன intro, and then I will hand it over to her. So Prabhi and me, we have been knowing, we are a bunch of fun-filled group. 15 plus years we have known each other. Yeah. And from the day I met her, in fact, நான் ஒரு blog எழுதினேன் ரொம்ப வருஷம் முன்னாடி. Either Bunty Bubbly or something, that movie had come in Hindi.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Abhishek Bachchan and Rani Mukherjee, and this pair of Prabhi and her Habib. So kind of, I was like, life la vandu na real life or Bunty Bubbly paakra mari. So I wrote a blog also. That's the first name that I gave to these Bunty and Bubbly.
How sweet.
Yeah, that is how I recollect. And that is where the journey started. And then there has been beautiful moments that we have spent together.
Yes,
which is what I wanted to bring the story to all of you. So over to you, Prabhi. Where let's begin from the beginning.
Okay, from the beginning. Okay, well, இப்போ வந்து நம்ம ஒரு ஆளோட லைஃபோட ஸ்ட்ரெங்க், அவங்களோட ரெசிலியன்ஸ் and what they are today, wow, look up on them as அந்த மாதிரி பார்க்கும்போது எல்லாருமே அவங்களோட present தான் பார்ப்பாங்க. So what I feel is, like you said, every story, everyone has a story, and every story has a root. So my root kind of started way back when I was a child. So introduction அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது I wish to start off from my childhood days, and I have such beautiful memories I would love to share.
Sure.
Then so childhood ன்னு சொல்லும்போது நான் வந்து actually மலையாளி, தெரியும், you know that very well. So I'm from Palakkad. So மலையாளி குட்டியான okay. So family வந்து you can say middle class family. அளவுக்கு மேல அன்பு காட்டுற அப்பா அம்மா, protective nature, and a very sweet sister I have. So இது வந்து நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மதுரையில தான் இருந்தோம். சின்ன வயசுல மதுரையில தான் இருந்தோம். அதுக்கப்புறமா சென்னை ஷிஃப்ட் ஆனோம்.
ஓகே.
ஸோ நான் வந்து ஒரு தேர்ட் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஃபோர்த் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்லாம் நான் சென்னையில தான் இருந்தேன். ஸோ அங்க வந்துட்டு ஸோ ஸ்கூல் வாஸ் வண்டர்ஃபுல். அப்புறம் ஐ ஃபெல்ட், நான் வந்து ஜெஹி மோசஸ் மெமோரியல் மெட்ரிகுலேஷன் அண்ட் ஹையர் செகண்டரி ஸ்கூல், ப்ளூ ஸ்டார்ல, அண்ணா நகர், சென்னையில தான் படிச்சேன். ஆமா. அப்போ நான் வந்து என்னோட ஏர்லி லைஃப் என்னோட அப்பா அம்மா கூட நம்ம எல்லாமே சேர்ந்துதான் செய்வோம். சிங்கிங், நம்மளோட ஹவுஸ் கிளீனிங், எவ்ரி திங், வி இன்வால்வ் இன் எவ்ரி திங். அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபேமிலி. ஸோ நான் வந்து என்னோட மை ஏர்லி இயர்ஸ் லைக் இட் ஷேப்ட் மீ ஸோ டீப்லி, which ஆனா அந்த டைம்ல எனக்கு தெரியல that it is preparing me for some great challenges ahead. I didn't know that, whether it's in my family or my school.
Mm.
So சரி, அப்புறமா இன்னொரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் விஷயம் சொல்லனா, see we always say like நம்மளோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டீச்சர்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம பேரண்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னு. அப்ப நான் என் அப்பா கிட்ட நான் என்ன கத்துக்கிட்டேன்னா, ஐ ஆல்வேஸ் see him smiling. நான் எப்பவுமே ஈவினிங் டோர் அப்பா வந்தாச்சு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி டோர் திறக்கும் போது he'll always stand there with a smile. Later when I grew up, I got to know, I mean, எவ்வளோ challenges face பண்ணியிருக்காங்க, what are the troubles they have had, but I have never seen my dad sulk even one day. Always that smiling face. I always felt நான் அப்பா அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கணும், நான் என்னோட அப்பா மாதிரி எப்பவுமே ஸ்மைலிங்கா ஹாப்பியா இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சேன். அம்மா கிட்ட இருந்து நான் என்ன கத்துக்கிட்டேன்னா, ரொம்ப அட்ஜஸ்டிங் நேச்சர். She's ready to adjust anything for her kids, for the benefits of her children. Right from, giving the best food for us. Okay. And, buying things for us and sacrificing her own wishes. அந்த ஏஜ்ல நமக்கு அதெல்லாம் யோசிக்க தெரியாது. இப்ப நம்ம ஒரு அம்மா ஆயிட்டோம்ல, அதனால நமக்கு அது we get to connect with that. So அந்த மாதிரி என் சிஸ்டர் கிட்ட நான் டாலரன்ஸ் கத்துக்கிட்டேன். she's very tolerant. So when she was young, she was very tolerant. And அவ குத்து வழக்கு, நான் ஒரு ரவுடி மாதிரி. ஸ்கூல்ல எல்லாருமே சொல்லுவாங்க, look at your sister, how good she is, why are you breaking benches. அப்ப வந்து பிரின்சிபல் மேம் ரூம்ல கூட்டிட்டு போவாங்களா, கூட்டிட்டு போகும்போதே சொல்லிட்டு இருப்பாங்க, hey, why can't you be like your sister, see how good and very quiet she is, you're always naughty. அப்புறமா பிரின்சிபல் ரூம் கிட்ட கூட்டிட்டு போகும்போது நான் ரொம்ப நர்வஸா இருப்பேன்னா, பிரின்சிபல் கேட்பாங்க, why did you break the bench? Ma'am, I did not break the bench, ma'am, everybody ran on it, when I ran it broke. They start laughing. So though I was so naughty, my teachers really liked me a lot. I don't know for what. ஏன்னா அடி செம்மையா வாங்குவேன். சூப்பர், அப்படி போடு. மேக்ஸ் டீச்சர்ல இருந்து நிறைய அடி வாங்குவேன். அப்புறம் அது ஃப்ரைங் பேன் டு ஃபயர், அம்மா வேற டியூஷன் சேர்த்துட்டாங்க. சோ அங்க இருந்து அடி வாங்குவேன். அப்புறம் ஃபைனல் எக்ஸாம்ல ரெட் லைன் வாங்கினா அம்மா கிட்ட இருந்து அடி வாங்குவேன். அடுப்ப தவிர பாக்கி எல்லாமே ஐ டு டு வெரி வெல். ஓகே, பாரபட்சம் பார்க்காம எல்லார்கிட்ட இருந்து அடி வாங்கியாச்சு. ரைட்டா? ஆமா. அதே ஸ்டாண்ட் அப் அந்த பெஞ்ச்லாம் பண்ணிருக்கியா? ஸ்டாண்ட் அப் பெஞ்ச், நீல் டவுன். What do you think, you're going for a picnic? Take your book and go out and kneel down. Super. அப்படி வா. Now you know எப்படி, how did we connect? This is all where we connect. Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to remember those days, and I'm so glad to share it. So இது வந்து இந்த மாதிரி படிப்பை தவிர வேற everything I used to just top, like sports, dancing, ballet dancing கத்துக்கிட்டேன் ஸ்கூல்ல. ballet dancing, sports, அப்புறமா singing, music was my passion. Yes. Ever since then, second standard ல இருந்தே ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டேன். competitions, stage shows. I never knew oh wow, really I'm really good at it. I didn't know that, because when people tell me, I started feeling in the school la வந்து choir join பண்ணேன் நான். We used to have a lot of competitions, more than 50 competitions. So நான் வந்து ஸ்டார்டிங் அது வந்து choirல பிரபி you should join the choir அப்படின்னு மேம் சொன்ன பிறகு when we started singing, I don't know, எனக்கு தெரியாதுல வீட்ல என்ன பிரச்சனைகள், what is the thing. அப்போ எங்க அப்பா அம்மா வந்து என்ன டிஸ்கண்டினியூ பண்ணாங்க choirல இருந்து. Like I said, maybe it's some monetary aspects, very expensive, அவங்களோட choir dress and going and coming back very late after the choir programs. படிக்கணும்ல, அதனால என்னமோ அங்க ஸ்டாப் பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு என்ன ஞாபகம்னா, என்னோட டீச்சர்ஸ் வீட்ல வந்தாங்க. They came to my house. I remember that they spoke to my parents. Please, we'll take care of everything. Just send Prabhi. Let her sing. She's a singer. Please don't stop her choir. Then again, my mom joined me back to choir. I remember. I would take a pause and எங்க எல்லார் சார்பாவும் and உன் அடக்கம் எல்லா சார்பாவும் we would like to thank those teachers and your parents, because என்ன சொல்றது, we would have definitely missed a very beautiful singer. Oh, wait and watch. The show is still started. So yeah, thank you so much, whoever the teacher was. Thanks to you, dear. So I really want to thank them as well. And நான் வந்து நினைச்ச எல்லாருமே சொல்லுவாங்க, படிப்புல ஒண்ணும் இல்ல, அதுதான் கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஃபைனல் எக்ஸாம் எப்படியாவது எழுதிருவேன், ஆனா இந்த பாக்கி எக்ஸாம்ஸ் எல்லாம் படிக்கவே மாட்டேன். என் அக்கா வந்து ரொம்ப சப்போர்ட் பண்ணுவா. அந்த நாள்ல தூர்தர்ஷன்ல இந்த ஸ்பைடர் மேன்ல வரும்ல, பாக்கணும் அம்மா, எனக்கு பாக்கணுமா, அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் பாக்கணும், ஸ்பைடர் மேன் பாக்கணும் சொன்னா, நீ படிச்சா நீ பாக்கலாம் அப்படின்னுவாங்க. என் அக்கா என்ன பண்ணுவா தெரியுமா, ப்ளீஸ்டா எப்படியாவது படிக்கல இல்ல, அவ என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, ஓகே வாட் இஸ் அ பிளாட்டோ அப்படின்னு புக்கை இப்படி திரும்பி காட்டுவா. பிளாட்டோ இஸ் பார்த்து சோ சப்போர்ட்டிவ். அம்மா நினைப்பாங்க, ஓ அழகா படிக்கிறாங்க. ஏன்னா என் அக்காவை பத்தி கவலை இல்லை, அவதான் குத்து விளக்காச்சு, அவளை பத்தி கவலை இல்லை, நான் தான் வானரம். So, அதனால இந்த மாதிரி ரொம்ப சப்போர்ட் பண்ண தேங்க்யூ அப்படின்னு அக்கா கிட்ட சொல்லிடுவேன். And those are beautiful days.
அவ குத்து விளக்குன்னா நீ அந்த ஏத்தி வைக்கிற வெத்து குச்சி.
ஐயோ போயம் அப்படியே வழியுது.
கவிதை கவிதை
கவிதை கவிதை. ஓகே, சோ குட்.
So such a nice என்ன சொல்றது.
அப்புறமா நான் yeah, tell me.
No, no, you have more on childhood, please continue.
Yeah, so அப்ப நான் வந்து எல்லாருமே அதனால ரபி she's an all rounder அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்களா, அதனால நான் வீட்டுல வந்து அம்மா என்ன எல்லாருமே ஆல் ரவுண்டர் சொல்றாங்கம்மா அப்படின்னு பெருமையா பேசிட்டு. அப்ப அம்மா சொன்னாங்க, அது என்ன அது தெரியுமா உனக்கு, நீ என்னோட வயிற்றுல இருக்கும்போது நான் மதுரை மீனாட்சி கோயில் போனேன், அப்போ கடவுள்கிட்ட இது ஆம்பளையா இருக்குமோ அப்படின்னு ஒரு யோசனை. அப்புறமா சொன்னேன், அந்த குழந்தை பொண்ணா இருந்தாலும் அது பாயா இருந்தாலும் எல்லா டேலண்ட்டையும் கொடுங்க கடவுளே அந்த குழந்தைக்கு அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். நான் சொன்னேன், அம்மா ஏமா ஏதாவது ஒண்ணு சொல்லிருக்கலாம், என்ன இப்படி போட்டு கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்ணிட்டேமா அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். See, I'm a jack of all trades. I still tell that and drag her, you know. See, Amma, I'm a jack of all trades because of you, master of none. அப்ப அம்மா சொல்லுவாங்க, யார் சொன்னா நீ மாஸ்டர் இல்ல, எனக்கு நீ மாஸ்டர் தான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க.
ஆக்சுவலா
நல்லா ஸ்விக்கி கஸ்டமைஸ் போட்டு ஆர்டர் பண்ணிருக்காங்க கடவுள்கிட்ட, வாய் வேற அதுல.
கரெக்டா, டெஃபினெட்லி ஒரு கஸ்டம் பீஸ் ஒன்லி. ஆனா ஒரு கேக் போற பேச்ச பார்த்தா பேசாம ஒன்னு சைட்ல வச்சுட்டு உங்க அம்மாவை இன்டர்வியூ பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். எப்படிமா எப்படி எப்படி இது.
ஆமா, குட், இட் வாஸ் சோ குட். யா, அப்புறமா actually when the college life was also like that, music was the main.
Before you go there, no, எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு விஷயம், so sorry to interrupt, but the very good thing I liked when you started off is saying that, you know, that your strength, whatever as a person you are, how you beautifully in yours, of course it is your life and this is your experience. I like the way you connected back to your roots and you kind of, you know, you're able to figure out what strength is coming to you from where, and to be able to stay thankful to those people. I think that matters a lot. That definitely matters. And the grounding and the gratitude will take us a long way.
Sure.
So beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
ஒரு சாப்டர் முடிஞ்சாச்சு ஸ்கூல்ல, எப்படியோ முடிச்சிட்டு வெளில வந்துட்டோம்.
எப்படியோ முடிச்சிட்டு
அவங்க அனுப்பிச்சிட்டாங்க, தெய்வமே நீ கிளம்பு அப்படின்னு.
ஆமா, வெரி ஸ்வீட். ஆனா ஒன்னு சொல்லணும்னா, see, though I was so bad in studies, there was one subject I used to score an out of out, because it's very difficult to score an out of out in one subject, that is English.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. அதனால எல்லாருக்குமே ஒரு சர்ப்ரைஸ். அது என்ன அவ இங்கிலீஷ் மட்டுமே படிக்கிறாளே, அது படிச்சது இல்ல, அது என்ன, my teacher, the way she used to train us. So she's my great inspiration even today. When I think about her, when I take trainings for teachers, and that's what I do now, I'll get to that. But when I stand there talking to people, I always thank my teacher once in my heart, because she was totally my inspiration. The way she used to teach English, the way she used to round her lips to say the letter W, and she used to bite her lips to say V. அதெல்லாம் அப்படியே எனக்கு அந்த இம்ப்ரெஷன் அப்படியே இருந்தது. I started loving that language because of that. She was so good. And you know, அந்த டைம்ல எல்லாம் நமக்கு இப்படி எல்லாம் இங்கிலீஷ் பேசுறது, I want to be like my teacher நினைக்கிற காலத்துல, ஒரு டீச்சர் அந்த கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல வெளியில போன உடனே நம்ம எல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணுவோம், பேசிட்டு அதான் நம்ம செஞ்சோம். இப்ப மேம் வந்துட்டு she said, what is this, all of you hold your tongue அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு she was attending to something. நம்ம எல்லாம் அப்படின்னு she said, what are you all doing, it's so disgusting, take your hands off. Ma'am, you only said hold your tongue. She was the way she used her language, you know. And if we wanted to use the washroom, okay, she would never send us if we showed this. Or if we say, ma'am, I want to go to the bathroom, you want to go to the bathroom, tell me the right word, dear, அப்படின்னுவாங்க. அப்ப then we say, ma'am, may I use the washroom please? No, it's not that. And we have to say, can you guess what we have to say?
No, let me hear from the house's mouth.
We have to say, may I attend to my nature's call.
Oh my god.
அது சொல்றதுக்குள்ள சில டைம் சொல்றது தேவையில்லை, அது வேற கதை. We'll go and sit down. Okay, so it was like that. So the way she used to speak and let us learn that vocabulary and develop, she used to ensure that we learn it. And the mother your teacher, so she was amazing. So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to say about my childhood.
Yes,
I did like one subject. One subject
absolutely.
I
Master.
master.
Master of one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Then
from there, where did life take you? College எங்க பண்ண?
காலேஜ் வந்துட்டு பெங்களூர்ல ஜேபி நகர்ல எஸ்எஸ்எம்ஆர்வி.
Mm.
Beautiful time. வீட்ல இருந்து ரொம்ப பக்கம்.
Mm.
It's very near to my house, just walkable. I took commerce,
Mm.
statistics, commerce, and accountancy. College days were beautiful. 5 years, same college. Degree was BCom. College full time இதான் singing, music,
Mm.
music, 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 full time. I enjoyed that life of my art. அப்புறமா சீனியர்ஸ்க்கு கூட தியேட்டர் they used to do dramas. அங்க இன்னொன்னு வந்துட்டு the interest I realized was directorial skills. I liked helping them out with scripting, directing as well, and giving them ideas on comedy or how the scene can be played. What are the things we can write from costume to all those things? And they're interested in that. I wondered why. But அதான் அம்மா கஸ்டமைஸ் போட்டு சொல்லிட்டாங்க.
மீனாட்சி அம்மனே அருள் அருள்
ஐயோ
புரிஞ்சு
அப்படி இல்ல, I'm just thinking ஏன் அப்படி வந்துச்சு. So எனக்கே எது 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 எடுத்துக்கலாம் தெரியல, எல்லாமே பிடிக்கும், எல்லாமே பிடிக்கும். So I was at all in all doing all those things there. College life, it's like beautiful.
like that one. அம்மா கேட்டப்போ மீனாட்சி அம்மன் அம்மா தாங்காம அம்மா நீங்க பயங்கரமா வேண்டுறீங்க, தயவு செஞ்சு எடுத்துக்கோங்க இந்த பீஸ, உங்களால தான் மேனேஜ் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்னு.
It was good. So it was really nice. So college life was beautiful. Studies, of course, but more of art, more into art, I would say.
You have done all those stage shows for only music, or you have also participated in like theater? நடிச்சு அந்த
இல்ல
மாதிரியா
டான்ஸ்
இல்ல background only?
இல்ல, I used to help them in directing. That's it.
The other skills, yeah.
Yeah, I've participated in dance competitions and singing competitions. And இது வந்துட்டு but there are beautiful moments I've had. I will talk about it later, about my college days and music and all that. But then I would like to say that there were these beautiful big opportunities I got, which I will talk about later. But what happened was, இந்த மாதிரி ஜாலியா பப்ளியா லைஃப் இப்படியே போயிட்டு இருக்கும்போது மியூசிக்ல தான் நான் ஓகே, மியூசிக்ல எனக்கு ஒரு ஐ வாண்ட் டு பிகம் அ சிங்கர் அப்படின்னு ஒரு slowly developed. And meanwhile, I also took part in competitions. Meri Awaaz Suno. I'll talk about it later. So when I was getting such opportunities and started feeling that I can do well, I started practicing music. Even today, I should say more than 300 songs are there in my memory. அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி நான் I'm going to become a great singer. I want to do this life. நம்மலாம் பிளான் பண்ணுவோமே
அந்த journey, yeah, aiming to become.
ஆமா, to do this. Okay, I have this plan. I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this. அப்படியே ஃபுல்லா பிளான் பண்ணி போனது. When I was going அந்த ஒரு மொமெண்ட்ல suddenly my life took a turn. A big change, which a very unexpected change. And எப்படின்னா இப்படியே ஸ்னேக் அண்ட் லேடர் விளையாண்டுட்டே இருக்குமோ இருக்கும். இந்த லாஸ்ட் 98 or 99 ஒன்னு வருமே, பெரிய nobody likes that snake. It takes us straight to the bottom. So something like that happened in my life. And நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், for many years I was totally detached from the world. I don't know what's happening around the world. Okay, music has left. My studies, further studies, future studies, everything came to a stop. I reached to a stage where I forgot my own identity. I lost my own identity, my own name. And it was bad. It was a very bad phase of my life. But then, yeah, it took a lot for me to come out of it. அந்த ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ்ல இருந்து, right from where I was, I even forgot that I was this person who made people laugh. ஏன்னா I was so busy in life. It's not like self-pity, I would say, but I'm in it. When I'm in it, I don't know. I'm like so blank. It was too early for me, that early age of mine, that I was in that stage. And it took a lot for me to come out of it. And then there was this new life I built. There was a rebirth.
Yeah, before you go there, so what I see, of course, we are not going to the nitty-gritties of what that dark or a challenging phase was. Details are not required. One thing in ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு observation or a sharing னே வச்சுக்கோமே. இந்த சேலஞ்சிங் ஃபேஸ்ல இருந்து நம்ம சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, we forgot ourselves, ஐடென்டிட்டி மறந்துச்சு அப்படின்லாம். என்னோட ஒரு another perspective is that we are so immersed in it that அதை தாண்டி அதை நீந்தி தாண்டி வெளியில வரணும்ன்ற ஒரு ஃபோக்கஸ்ல we keep going. So much so that we feel that we have lost ourselves. But another perspective, which we realize later, is அந்த நீந்தி தவழ்ந்து வந்த ஒரு ஆள் இல்லையா, that is building a new identity for ourselves.
Correct. Right.
பல விதத்துல it gives you new skills, it builds your resilience. அதுவும் அந்த பிரச்சனையை நம்மளே சால்வ் பண்ணின்ற போது it doesn't mean that we should be alone always fighting. No, அப்படி இல்ல. We will definitely have a few people to talk to.
Right, you're right.
But அந்த situationல being there, doing that and getting through that.
Correct.
That itself is your identity, is your strength. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Just wanted to share that.
Correct. That's a good thought. Absolutely.
நம்மளோட inner strength we underestimate so much. ஆனா அந்த மாதிரிலாம் ஒரு challenge வரும்போது it just
it comes இல்ல, like it's like
yeah.
ஏன்னா அவங்க சொல்லுவாங்கல, even if you don't know swimming, தண்ணில தள்ளி விட்டா you will swim because you somehow want to survive. You have to survive. You have to face it all by yourself. Though you have people, நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி, I mean, like you said, நமக்கு நிறைய பேர் they will actually support us. They're there, but what you're facing is yours. You know the depth. So you're actually swimming through. That's right what you said.
So if I have to ask you, அந்த ஒரு சேலஞ்ச்ல இருந்து emerge ஆகி you built your life, which we will talk about, but how did you do that? You can spend a few moments on how exactly did you come back, bounce back?
Okay, so well, I should say firstly நான் வந்து என்ன சொல்வேன்னா, it's that faith. I have that faith, total faith in God. ஏன்னா நிறைய பேர் கேட்பாங்க, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன்ல கூட எப்படி ஸ்மைலிங்கா இருக்கீங்க, நீங்க எப்படி, how are you able to smile, how are you able to have that inner peace? I think my inner peace is my faith in God. Ganapati, Ganu is my I don't know, I mean, say God is a feeling for all. Yes, so with due respect, it's different for each person. I would respect all that, but for me, I don't know that feeling. Somehow I have that faith of God always being with me, talking to me, helping me to solve. See, God puts us into difficulties so that we become even more strong, is what I believe. So I சொல்லிருக்கேன், you know about me, right? Second standardலயே அப்பா எனக்கு ஒரு கணபதி கொடுத்தாங்க. ஒரு பால்ல நல்லா கலர் பால்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருந்தது, தண்ணி இருந்தது அதுல. there was a Ganapati. So இவ்வளோ வருஷம் ஆயிடுச்சு now, and so many years passed. அந்த அது crack ஆயிடுச்சு because of a lot of climate changes and all that. But I still have that Ganapati. Yes, he's always there. Wait 1 minute. I always keep him with me.
Ganu travels with Rabi always.
Yeah. See, I don't know, I just had this, I don't know, keeping this, being that young girl there, then always holding him by my side. And to be honest, I have faced a lot of beautiful miracles. I have faced miracles. God has made miracles in my life, is what I would say. நான் நிஜமாவே அதை எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்ணி பார்த்திருக்கேன். ஏன்னா for a girl of my age then, it was not easy to make decisions.
When you're talking about age, what were you in early 20s?
Like I was about 20s, my 20, 1920, so 2025. That age, I was not strong enough to, I'm somebody who feels more for others than me. I put myself last because I had that fear of hurting people. I didn't want to hurt people, so I was not that strong person then. So I always felt that God, I just have that faith in you. You help me. I can't do things like that. And the mari or faith, and it really worked for me, and I was able to come out. That is one thing. The faith I had in Ganu, and secondly was I wanted to take things as an experience, and like you said, from a different perspective. Now, how I want to say this is, of course I am into that and I do feel for it, I cry out. I was emotionally tormented. But then I start thinking, forcefully changing my mind to think this way. There is this poem which I really love. Robert Frost wrote a poem, The Road Not Taken.
Yeah.
It's about a person walking, and there are two roads which diverge. He stands there and he looks at both the roads, and he finally decides to take one,
Yeah.
which is less traveled.
Less
But
traveled.
when he is half the way there, he thinks about the road he did not take, and what his life would have been if he had taken that road. But in life, can we actually go back? No. But I am getting that opportunity. I can create that opportunity to live my life back. So why don't I think from another perspective, angle? Why can't I live my life back? Why can't I get it back? So if I have reached this level of being strong to take a decision, I'm there again when the roads are diverging,
Right.
and I'm allowed to choose the second path. Not everybody gets that chance in life. So I'm going to get my rebirth. So that is another way I thought about it. So um, not to hurt anyone, never wanted to put down people,
Yeah.
but I wanted just to live my life. That's it.
Yeah.
So this is what I decided, and there are many other facts towards it, as in thinking from the other person's point of view as well. So when we think that way, we always feel letting go is more easier than holding on. You start, so there are. It's not easy, but it's not like a one-day decision we can make, but it's gradual. So it takes a lot for us to build that courage to take that decision, is what I felt. But I could do it because of these factors, how I thought that's what helped me. And then,
So,
yeah.
Very beautiful insights you've shared. The one thing which you spoke about, right? Life and the reflection, it is more of reflection as we speak. Life is always like that. You're traveling, you think you're traveling straight. Day போயிட்டே இருக்கும்போது life always puts you in that crossroad. இந்த பக்கமா அந்த பக்கமா choose. Make your choice.
Correct. எப்பவுமே லைக் யூ செட் எப்பவுமே இல்ல ஒரு வாட்டி கிடையாது நிறைய வாட்டி வரும்
இருக்கும். ஸோ அந்த ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங் ஃபேஸ்ல நம்ம இருக்கும்போது இதுதான் எல்லாம் முடிஞ்சு போச்சு அப்படின்றது ஒரு பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் வரும். ஆனா அதையும் தாண்டி one is you getting a choice of another crossroad. What are you going to do? அதே லைஃப்ல you want to go struggle do or you want to change your pathன்றது ஒண்ணு. செகண்ட் இஸ் நமக்குள்ளேயே அந்த ஒரு that we reach a tipping point மாதிரி இல்ல ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங் ஃபேஸ் போயிட்டே இருக்கும்போது we reach a tipping point where we can
அது ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரெச் ரப்பர் பேண்ட் ஸ்ட்ரெச்
அது அப்படிதான்
மேக்ஸிமம் ஸ்ட்ரெச்
கரெக்ட் அது ஆகும்போது there's this spurt of energy, and I'm purely talking from my perspective. I've been through that. அந்த நிமிஷத்துல பண்ற ஒரு முடிவு இருக்கு இல்லையா, that is immense strength.
ஆமால when we think back, don't you feel அது நான் தானா அந்த டிசிஷன் எடுத்தது நான் தானா, was it me?
Yeah, and that is when you are creating that crossroad for you.
Correct.
Sometimes crossroad is presented to you, வந்துடுது உனக்கு அந்த opportunity. Sometimes you create that crossroad.
That's right. Yes.
முடிஞ்சாச்சு, இவ்வளவு ஸ்ட்ரெச் பண்ண அளவுக்கு பண்ணியாச்சு. Next what? And that is when what you said, I loved it, when you said that all that you wanted to do was I want to live my life.
Yes.
I don't want to bother, I don't want to revenge அதெல்லாம் let go, keep moving.
That's it. Sometimes it's easy to let go than hold on.
Yes.
Without because everybody is right from their perspective. Correct. So we cannot say I'm right, he's right, he's right. So that way, let's respect everybody's thought. At the same time, let's live our life. We should love ourselves too, isn't it? That's absolutely very important.
Very, very important.
Right. So nice. I started that way, and the first thing I did was I took a plain book. I bought a book. I took that diary, small cute diary. I started writing down. I remembered the jack of all trades, the Swiggy order.
Yeah.
what all this jack can do, what all I would love to do in my life. How would I like to live my life if I got this chance one more time? I started writing it down. Okay, and then that gave me a lot of hope. But I should say that like I told you, for many years I was like totally out of the world. I mean out of I'm not updated anything about the world, so there is a lot of lack of confidence. Whether you want to work back, you want to get back to do what you're doing, you don't have the confidence because you're like totally away. You've never done it.
Right.
Whether it's singing or it's your job or your studies, nothing is there in your mind.
Right.
It's blank. You start from zero, level zero.
Right.
To build that, every day I started reading those, whatever I wrote. And each time I read it, it was a reassurance that I can do it. I can do this. It's okay. I'll take one step at a time, baby step at a time. I'll take one wish at a time. Let me see if I'm able to do that. And then I started working. Slowly, I got into work. And then along the way, I got married as well. And that was very good. I mean, the Bunty Bubbly.
I know.
So, yeah.
Another interesting character, and
Yeah.
Madaithirandu is not only about stories of women, and I didn't envision it like that. But soon, I think I would love to have certain interesting male personalities in my show. So one is definitely Bisu. Very interesting.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was somebody who was like, I was surprised. Wow, really? Because he didn't want to change me. He created that space for me where I can be myself.
Yeah.
And his silent encouragement and his silent, subtle ways of encouraging me, it helped me grow, giving me that space to be who I am, do what I like, eat what I like, be the way I like, and do whatever I want to achieve. He has always been that person and that support for me. And I really want to thank him. I have so much gratitude towards a lot of people in my life, and he's definitely one of them because see, we can always say, yeah, I'm a very strong person. I do what I feel to. But definitely, the circumstances and the environment around you is supportive. It is. It will be even more encouraging for us to go forward. It's otherwise, it's not easy at all. It's going to be even more difficult. So that way, he's always been there as a very supportive husband, uh, and has created that warm and comfortable space for me to live my life. And eventually, just a year after my marriage was, I should say, the most beautiful thing that ever happened in my life. That stage of life which I relished joyfully, being a mother. And that most beautiful thing that happened to me was the birth of my son, Pradyun. And that changed a lot. That changed me so much. And it brought a lot of joy into my life. I would say that.
Yeah.
And that even encouraged me to my life there I had responsibilities and my passion, my dreams. It taught me how to be responsible at the same time, prioritize things, and how I can still live my dreams beautifully.
Yeah.
It gave me even more further push, I should say, to fulfill my dreams at the same time. Know where I need to prioritize my things.
Balance it.
Learned a lot, I should say. Every life stage is a learning in a good way.
True.
So, and then
சின்ன சுருக்கமா சொல்லணும்னா பிசு பத்தி நமக்கு வாய்த்த அடிமைகள் மிக மிக திறமைசாலிகள் அந்த மாதிரி.
Yeah, he's like, he balances me equally.
Yeah. And Bebu is Pradyum's pet name. And kids, definitely we will not go deep talking about kids. One, they don't like it. They will chuck us out of the house. But nevertheless, very bright and very, more like his dad, very silent. Um,
Yeah. He's like a very calm and composed boy. Such a loving boy. I wouldn't say because he's my son. He's never been a trouble at all for me. Very quiet boy, and even school teachers, all of them like him a lot. He's that very quiet. I'm always like wired at home. So if I'm not there at home, they'll say, "Ayyo, veede thoongudhu." Back sound. And the mother, you graduate a quiet. I'm the special girl of the house, baby, boss baby.
So one Prabhi, we need two. Two is kind of enough to balance. Actually, இன்னும் ரெண்டு பேர் இருந்து சைலண்டா இருந்தாலும் கரெக்டா இருக்கும்.
கரெக்டா இருக்கும்ல. That was good. So then the work aspect la வந்து when my son was born, there was something where I was like actually working, but then there was a major shift in my work front. That is another thing I would share later.
Mm.
So that is again for good. So that is where I got into realizing my passion.
Right.
There was one point which changed my mind just overnight.
Right.
Okay, so I made this brave move. I would like to talk about it later again. And அது வந்து life changing and a different aspect of life, and it took me back to my origin, what my interest was when I was a student, what was my favorite subject. It
Yeah.
went back to that, so it was like that circle, and then that made me what I am now today.
Yeah. Life comes a full circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is my present now, what I'm doing. So
Yeah. So yeah,
so
ரெண்டு
well,
ரெண்டு மூணு க்ளூ கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. One is Rabi and music are like this. இப்படி பின்னி பிணைஞ்ச ஒரு, that's how we know Prabi, and we are proud to know her. We are proud, and we will talk more.
thank you.
That is something which is, in store. So I want all the audience to be all ears. So there is something beautiful that is going to come up in the next episode of this, talk show with Prabi. And secondly, also about how the transition happened. So while music kind of spanned, how did she transition? And which she said rightly that, that overnight transition that happened, that kind of led to a very experiential and a very beautiful, life, professionally also a fulfilled life, right?
Yeah.
We will talk about that also soon. So while here at this segment, we will take a short break, and we will be back soon. Stay tuned, and yeah, talk to you. See you back soon.
Thank you.